So can you tell me, Katy, about how you became involved in the Managing Falls and Fractures and Care Homes project?
At one of our care home managers forums, Leanne McAmally from Health Improvement Scotland had came along, and they were talking about the work they'd done around the Falls and Fractures resource for care homes, the work that they'd done in another area and how this had dramatically reduced falls. They were looking for homes within the Eastern Bartonshire area to look at this resource, implement it in the home and see if it had a benefit. And when we looked at our home, Campsie View's a 90-bedded home, and we had a high incident of falls at that point. So it was a resource that we thought, well, we could use this. It could help the home and the quality of life of residents. So that's how we got involved.
What attracted you to be involved?
Due to the high volume of falls that we had in the home, to improve residents' life, a way that we could reduce these falls, because every fall there's a risk of fracture, there's a risk of, is that resident going to survive the fracture? And for us it was about reducing that risk, but any way we could reduce the falls would improve the benefit of the lives of the residents that live here.
Can you talk me through what you've been doing as part of the project?
Yeah. It's mainly the falls champion that leads this out in the floor. So she follows the pack that's on the Care Inspectorate Hub, so the Falls and Fractures pack. She's done the environment risk assessment in the home, and now when resident has falls, she follows the multifactorial risk assessment and assesses the residents with that. So they're looking at medication, they're looking at environment, they're looking at all the different areas linked to those falls to see if there's a way that we can reduce it as their patterns to these falls, as well as training the staff so that they've got a better awareness of falls.
What has been the outcome of this work for you?
For the home, we've reduced falls by 62% across the home. So that has been a massive outcome for the residents and the benefit for the residents. We also had 2 main residents that were having falls, and we've reduced their falls as well for them. And now our falls are isolated falls. It's maybe a resident's getting an infection, they've had a fall as a result of that, or somebody's maybe stumbled, but we don't have the same residents now having long patterns of falls within the home.
What is the outcome of this for others?
Now the other residents, as soon as they have 1 fall, before we used to wait till 3 falls and then we'd refer to the falls team. Now we are doing this work at fall 1. We're looking at everything behind the scene to see, is it a medication, is it maybe an infection, is there something else going on with that resident, and we're trying to get the source of it at fall 1, so we're not waiting to fall 3 where there could be a fracture or something else more serious for that resident. So now we're capturing if there's any issues at that and being able to put the steps in place so that there's no further falls.
What are your reflections of this work?
The reflections are that we wish we'd done it a lot sooner, but it works, the pack works. Following the pack has had an improvement for the residents. It's also an improvement for the staff. They're better skilled, they've got better knowledge. They're noticing things like the stoppers in a Zimmer frame are wore out and they're going and changing them. And that knowledge, if everything is picking up on the falls, they'll maybe come forward now and say there's a bit of the floor that's loose, can we get it fixed? Whereas before that maybe not be picked up on a day-to-day basis.
And what would be your key message to others?
To go and get the resource off of the Care Inspectorate Hub and start using it. When you first get it, it's quite big, it looks as though there's a lot, but when you go through it and you break it down, it's straightforward, it's easy to use, and it works for the residents.